Hello and welcome everyone to Vision Untethered podcast, our special edition of Implementer Untethered, featuring EOS implementers who have worked with hundreds of founders and leadership teams and have the real behind the scenes perspective on what entrepreneurs struggle with as they scale. I am Jill Simonds, founder and CEO of Savvy. We are a value generation firm with a fractional C-suite helping founders scale confidently. Our incredible guest today is Hark Herold, a certified EOS implementer and leadership team coach with more than 30 years of experience as a military and business leader. Having served overseas and at the Pentagon, Hark brings a unique perspective on building aligned teams and executing under pressure. Today, he helps founders and leadership teams use EOS to create clarity, accountability, and sustainable growth in their business. Hark, so excited to have you today. You've been on my list for a while, so I'm glad we're finally to this day.
Yes, well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. Absolutely. It is my honor. Well, let's dig into it. We keep these short and sweet and powerful. So let's cut to the chase. I'm curious what the hardest truth business owners eventually have to face about themselves as leaders. What do you typically see in the
So,
teams you're working with?
yeah, so I think a lot of the time it is a founder-led organization, and they realize that they need to let go and let other people do things, but that's very hard for them
Mm,
because they've been the person.
yeah.
And so suddenly they realize that in order to get to the next level, that's not going to work. And they get it intellectually, but it's hard to do because
Hmm.
it's their baby. And so even just delegating authority for people to make decisions without them being the focal point is just
Hmm.
difficult. The other thing
Hmm.
is a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of people get a rush, like an adrenaline rush from being the answer person. Like
Hmm.
they enjoy being the answer person. They enjoy having people come to them. They
Right.
enjoy the firefighting, the adrenaline. There was a challenge and I fixed it and I faced it. And
Yeah.
as opposed to dedicating the time to set systems and processes in place so those things don't happen. It's
Mm,
it's just human nature. It's hard
sure.
to let go.
It is. Yeah. There's like an addiction component to the adrenaline or the chaos
Oh
for a
yes.
lot of people that in itself unconsciously usually becomes the purpose, the drive. It's like, oh,
Right.
there's all these things that I am needed to do and get stuck in that. At what point do you typically see a company's growth? At what point in growth do those founders start to become that bottleneck?
Um, Well, typically the EOS clients that we work with are typically 10 to 250 employees. So, you know,
Yeah.
they get to that point, 8 employees or so is
Hmm.
when they start to feel it, and they realize again that things need to change. But it's not just then. I mean, I've got companies with hundreds of employees that it's the same thing. It's just different scales, right?
Yep. Yep.
When you're in those smaller organizations, everything comes to you. Well, when you're
Hmm.
in a larger organization, there's still a lot of things coming to you, and it feels like
Right.
things coming to you. But things are being handled at a lower level. They're just not rising to you. But you're still
Yep.
busy because you're still the answer person. Like you're still
Hmm.
that person who all the major decisions come to you because you haven't established that delegation to say, here's the right and left parameters, here's where
Hmm.
we can go, do
Yep.
these things. It's just not comfortable.
Hmm. What are some of the signals you typically see that the company has outgrown the way that the founder and the business owner has been leading, that it's now a choke point, it's outgrown this method and
Yeah,
this approach?
it's when the founder, and I'll use founder, but it could be the CEO, right? But
Sure.
I'll use the founder as just the terminology. It's
Hmm.
when the founder is like, yeah, I'm working, 80 hours a week. I don't have more
Hmm.
time to get to things. I had one client who said, and he succinctly put it. He said, "He is the reason the company got to this level. Like he is the like he's not bragging. He's like, I did it. Like I
Yeah,
brought it here. I am
sure.
also the reason it can't get to the next level."
Yep.
And so that was great self awareness, right? Um,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
it's when the people are and then the people they bring in are brought in, they're told, hey, I want you to run these things. I'm bringing you in so you can take these things on, and that's what
Mm.
enticed them to take the position. And then in reality, they're being micromanaged in their opinion because they're not being able to do those things. And so you get those discussions in the session room, and
Hmm.
that's where it becomes, reality. Because I talked to the founder, and it's like, if nothing changes, nothing changes.
Yeah,
If you want something
absolutely.
to change, you gotta let go.
Hmm. Yeah.
And again, most of it know it here and they say it, but it's just the reality of actually doing it.
Hmm. Yeah, practicing what we preach. Yeah, that those first steps, it can be scary, right? It's a lot of letting go. There's a lot
Oh,
of psychological, emotional factors involved with it. Trust, in those early stages of building that team. That's so vital. Um, and I think just the awareness too, and the guidance that you provide in helping identify this as more than just taking on a load of tasks,
right.
right? The structure and the organizational structure of the team entails full ownership of the outcomes of that seat. So it's not just here's all these things I probably shouldn't be doing or someone else could do better. Really mapping that out and those expectations from the start, and then finding the person that can run circles around you in that role is ultimately what sets it up for success, right? What are the outcomes that they're actually responsible for producing? Because I think a lot of times when we put together as owners of a task and a responsibility in our roles, we're handing it over in a way that perhaps somebody who thrives and is in their unique ability in that role could get to the results or do that role so much better than we even could.
Oh yeah.
And we limit we limit the potential on people and human development when we say here it is, do it this way. And it actually, letting go of that perfection or the control of exactly how, if we're flexible in that how, that's where magic and teams really start to thrive. So
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
so I try to compare it back to, so I was in the military, as a unit commander. My
Hmm.
deployed command was civil engineering, so I had
Hmm.
carpenters, plumbers, heavy equipment operators, explosive ordnance disposal, firefighters,
Yeah.
like all the different
Yeah.
specialties. And obviously, I couldn't do those things as well as the people that I had running each of those sections,
Sure. Right.
right? And so, it's that you don't have to be a technical expert in all of the areas as the leaders. As the leaders, you need to be able to bring that out from your
Hmm.
people. Um,
Exactly. Yeah.
and so what EOS does, and again, so a, a great military unit, um, has a great vision or mission. It has
Hmm.
the right people in the right seats, aligned on that vision or mission, and
Yep.
systems and processes in place to execute against that. And
Yeah.
so that's what EOS, in my opinion, brings to civilian companies and
Hmm.
organizations is
Hmm.
just that, getting everybody aligned on the vision or mission,
Right.
getting the right people in the right seats to accomplish it, and then those systems and processes.
Yep.
And so that's really the what EOS provides to an organization.
Absolutely. Yeah. It can definitely embed a very similar kind of militant, very structured, systematic, and repeatable consistency that lacks in organizations. Yeah. So such a powerful thing for teams. Um, I'm curious what you see separates leadership teams that transform, those that truly transform from the ones that you can see really just going through the motions.
Yeah, it comes back to the people, getting the right
Hmm.
people in the right seats. And it is, I want to say, not at all unusual, almost normal.
Yeah.
That the leadership team that starts the EOS journey is not the leadership team that's in place, 1 to 2 years later. Not the same.
Mm,
There's been some changes uh,
absolutely.
because uh, we talk about right people in the right seats, but it's really right people in the right seats at the right time. Because somebody
Mm,
may be great in that seat at this stage of the organization, and they're not going
right.
to park, they're doing it. But the organization grows, changes,
Hmm.
and suddenly it's outstripped their capacity. They're right. They're just
Hmm.
it's not, or they don't enjoy that. Like it got too big. I don't want to do
Sure.
that. I want to be hands on. I want to be in the mix. I don't want to be the manager or the supervisor or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, and so it's it's getting the right people in the right seats is what enables the organization to get to that next level. Because if you have
Hmm.
all the right people in the right seats, your job is easy.
Oh
Um,
my gosh. Yeah.
um,
Yeah. And
and
those early days, bringing in the infrastructure, bringing in EOS are more so exposure. It's a lot more exposing the blind spots, exposing the gaps, exposing a lot of truth that then those initial year to 2 years oftentimes are where a lot of that change has to happen in order for them to be in a rhythm of consistency on an operating system with the right people.
yeah, and that's where sometimes people who like you who provide a fractional person who can help to bridge a gap or get
Hmm.
or coach, right, to
Right.
get the people up to that level,
Yeah.
is of great benefit to the organization so that
Hmm.
they're not just stuck. Because
Yeah.
I've also heard that, like, well, these are the people I got to work with. Like I can't
Sure.
like I can't just change everybody out, or whatever, right? And
Hmm.
so that's where you know having some options to move the organization, um, is of great benefit.
Hmm. Absolutely. And it's definitely not an overnight change,
Right.
overnight fix.
Yes.
It's yeah, it can feel long and painful sometimes 2 years or more before they're at that point because there's so much change management involved with what that structure needs to entail.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So moving then into some fun kind of trivia round
Uh
questions. So yeah, no right or wrong necessarily, but yeah, based on kind of what you see typically, multiple choice
oh.
questions.
Okay.
All right, you ready? How long does it usually take a leadership team to actually run EOS well? A, 30 days, B, 90 days, C, 2 years, or D, never.
2 years to run it well, 90 days to start really executing.
Mm. Hmm. Good. Yep. Makes sense. All right. What is the most common seat that the CEO struggles to let go of?
Uh,
A. Oh,
go
you
ahead.
already have it. You already have it. Go
Go
for
ahead.
it. Is it sales, integrator, marketing, or something else?
The integrator, because they have to let somebody else make decisions.
Hmm. And to execute, lead, hold accountability for the leadership team.
Yeah.
Yeah, where that's usually been a missing gap, or they've played that role for a long time.
Yep.
Yeah, in most companies, what causes more issues? Wrong people or unclear expectations?
Ooh. I'm going to go back to the people, but uh, I think that's the overall answer. But
Hmm.
setting clear expectations is also a
A
part
people
of
issue.
doing it, right? Like, and making sure the expectations, when we say clear, it's not just my expectations of you, it's what can you expect of me. and just making sure both those sets of expectations are in sync.
Hmm. Absolutely. Yes. Hand in hand, hand in hand. Uh, and then here's a bit of a confessional piece to kind of close us up, right? Just a raw truth moment where you just fill in the blank of this sentence. The first thing that comes to mind. The sentence I say to visionaries the most is,
Yeah, if nothing changes, nothing changes.
yeah, starts with them, right?
Yep. You tell me you want this,
Yeah.
show me.
Mm, actions. Yeah. Good, good. And then the issue that visionaries resist solving the longest is,
Oh, it goes back to the people. It goes back to the people. And typically it's somebody who's been in the organization, has done great work for the organization. They
mhm,
just are not the right person to take the organization to the next level.
right. Yep.
Visionaries are often very feeling.
Yeah. A lot on emotion, difficult to remove an emotional element of a decision about a person, which I mean, that's human element too, right? Like,
Well, yeah, it's good. I tell them, I said, listen, as because we teach, leadership management and accountability,
yeah.
is you have to deal with the people issues. I said, on the other hand, if you enjoy firing people, you're not a good leader. Like
Mhm.
if you enjoy that, that's not a good sign.
No. We have some other things to talk about. Yeah.
Yeah.
No
But
one's going to like it. No one's going to like having to do that.
yeah. And
But
the other people issue that is sometimes because we talk about get it, want it capacity to do the job. Sometimes the
mhm,
people don't want that job anymore because they've done it.
yep.
They want to go do something else. And that's
Hmm.
also a people issue that
It is.
because they're a flight risk if you want to
Hmm.
keep. So when we talk
Hmm.
about, hey, is this a right person, right seat issue? It's not always like we need to get rid of somebody. It's, hey, we need to make sure we keep this person.
Hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Start with the structure first. What's in the best interest in the roles of the organization, and then
Right.
a continual iteration of, yeah, because you said timing earlier, right?
Yeah.
Just because it's a fit right now or just because it was a couple of years ago doesn't mean necessarily that this is still the right fit because timing, circumstances, pressures, the role, the demand have all changed.
Yeah.
So,
People,
yeah,
their family lives changed. There's,
yeah, we're human beings. We're constantly evolving. Circumstances in our lives change, our wishes and desires and direction and all of those things. And honoring that, sometimes, yeah, you can pick up on if it is a want, if it's an issue of wanting it, you can feel it. You can
yeah.
feel that from somebody too. And it's like yeah, we're doing a disservice, right? Of forcing that wedge and really pushing something that they don't want anymore.
And, tell them I said that in the W and GWC is not willing. Sometimes you got people who are willing to do a job because they get a paycheck and they're willing to do it, but they don't really want it. And you can't get to the next level unless they want it.
Hmm.
If they when I talk with the teams, I'm like, listen, they want this job. If you didn't have it in your organization, they'd go somewhere else to do
And do
this
this.
job. This is what they want to do. Are they getting speeding tickets coming into work?
Wow, that is a whole nother standard, Hark, of rushing to work. Oh, that's funny. You could write that into your benefits plan. We will pay off any speeding tickets for those of you that are just super hurried to
You're
get
coming
here.
to work.
Get here safely, please, folks. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Well, thank you so much. Hark, if listeners and our audience want to learn more about you and the value and the impact that you bring to teams for their alignment and growth, where's the best place to find you? Aside also from reaching out to me, if
Yes.
anyone can't find Hark, I will point you in the right direction.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
where's the best place to get in touch?
so probably harkeos.com. will direct you to my website. And or you can look up Hark Herold on LinkedIn. I'm the only Hark out there pretty much.
Hmm.
Um,
Which came from a military nickname, as I
yes,
understand. Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
And it's Herold, Herold, because people will, but yeah, just reach
Yeah.
out.
Okay. Great. Well, thank you again for joining us today. Everyone listening, thank you for being here. We hope you learned a lot, and we will see you next time.